What's up, World of YouTube? Juice 2525 here with another unboxing. And of course, it is that time of year, gearing up for Avengers Endgame. And we have a slew of new figures that have come out. And we're going to go ahead and go over some today. So as you can see here, we have the Avengers Infinity War Loki and Corvus Glaive. So let's go ahead and take a closer look here. So as you can see, we have Loki. We got the Tesseract. And we got Corvus Glaive looking awesome with his spear. Let's go and take a look at the packaging here. Some side view, side profile there of Loki. At the back side here, got a nice image of him there. Got Corvus Glaive. And you're welcome to pause it right here if you'd like to go ahead and read a breakdown of, of the Black Order. And of course, we got the window packaging up top. So let's go ahead and get this cracked open and check them out a little bit closer and in person. Alright, welcome back. So as you can see, we have Loki here in his attire from Avengers Infinity War. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a closer look. It is the same exact figure from the Thor Ragnarok series, as you can tell, same sculpt. Really from head to toe. So they just kind of repainted it. So as you can see, there's some kind of a bronze. Can get a little closer here, get my camera to focus. A little bit of a bronze shine there on the arm bands. You got some gold in there. The chest, as you can tell, pretty flat black, like a matte black, not too glossy. Then you have like the green, nice green coloring on the shoulder pads there, but otherwise not a bad figure. But as you can tell, and some of you may be aware of with the Thor Ragnarok figure, wasn't the best figure. It's pretty clumsy to stand. It took me a little bit there to get the Tesseract to fit in his hand properly, but as you can see right now, I have to really just keep him propped up in order to stand up. And another issue, of course, is that little skirt that he has. I mean, so you have access to like the ab crunch, but as you can see, if you want to try to pose him or anything like that, it's kind of hard for him to do any sort of like split pose or anything like that. So but not a bad figure, and we'll go ahead and jump into some of his articulation. Alright, so Loki, just as the same as the Thor Ragnarok figure, you're going to go ahead and have your your standard ball joint neck. So you look to the side here, you can kind of look up. Not really though, the hair kind of hinders that, and the cape's already falling off. And you can kind of have him look down slightly. It's a little bit of a pain though. Let's just go ahead and take that off. So gives you a little bit of a better idea. So not really up that much as well. Jumping over, take the Tesseract out. You got bicep swivel, you got double jointed elbows, you got the wrist swivel. Aside from that, you have ab crunch. Pretty big ab crunch. That's kind of awkward there, but and you have his little skirt there that kind of gets in the way. Looks like you do have some waist swivel, but once again, it's hindered by that skirt. Aside from that, you got upper thigh cut. You got double jointed knees. Looks like they go back about that far. And then no boot swivel or rotation. You do have ankle up and down, and it looks like you have some ankle pivot there. So otherwise, not a bad figure. I think that people are just really having to pick it up, of course, with intention of picking up to complete their Black Order Corvus Glaive. So, but definitely keep it in my collection there. So yeah, it's an okay figure. Alright, and here we got the two Lokis. We got the Thor Ragnarok Loki, as well as the Avengers Infinity War Loki. So, obviously, the paint scheme on the Ragnarok is pretty awesome. I gotta say, I love the purples. I love the, kind of like the aqua blue-green look to it. Just kind of that brighter color. The Avengers Infinity War version is just going to be kind of a little bit more of the traditional Loki, I suppose, with the black and the green, with that gold trim. But I just wish there was a little bit more gold to it. I'm not sure if there was more gold included in the movie, but not a bad not a bad choice. You know, after messing with the Infinity War version, it's a really frustrating figure. You know, just trying to keep the cape on. The pegs don't quite sit in there right. You know, you have to take the head off to kind of get it to sit, and then the hair really kind of holds it in place. But you know, just his boots, you know, the posability in his legs, it's just a really clunky figure. So you know, it's not bad. I guess I'll have a more current version of Loki in my villain collection for MCU figures, and then you know, I'll definitely see about transitioning the Loki from Ragnarok into, you know, kind of my hero side, since he kind of does, you know, tend to go back and forth, and you know, does help out Thor and Ragnarok. So let's go ahead, and I just want to try one thing and take off you know, his horns there and put it on the other version there. So it's actually pretty awesome. I gotta say, it looks a little bit closer to like the, you know, Avengers Loki. I don't have that version. I know that, you know, that was pre, you know, facial scan technology and stuff like that, but you know, having the headpiece on it does look pretty cool, I gotta say. And then you're still able to have like your anti-hero Loki, you know, in your hero collection as well. So let's go ahead and move on to the main figure of the set here, which is going to be Corvus Glaive. All right, folks, welcome back. So this is Corvus Glaive here, as you can tell, and man, just alone right up front, this figure is awesome. So let's just get a little bit of a closer look here. But man, as you can tell, he can't even fit on the screen here, so let's get the camera moving here. So as you can tell, you know, the detail is just wow. They did an excellent job on this figure. I gotta say, it makes up for the lack of the low-key figure. You see the spear there. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at his face. Look at that. He's got those red eyes, just the gold paint on his face. He even has like the pink there for like his gums. And you see his teeth. And man, that is just awesome. And then he's got this kind of like a cape, I guess. It's like a cape with like, you know, bands kind of coming down as well. And you see, looks like it's got some gold toes. I don't know if those are like, I guess, claws, but man, but just the detail on this is awesome. It definitely looks, you know, next level quality outside of what Hasbro usually gives us. So they're really stepping up their game. If you look at the backside here, just look at the detail, the gold etching, you know, the line work. That is just awesome. Look at this cape. You know, the cape really is what's holding him up right now. But just, you know, there's a side profile of him. But just awesome figure. I'm so excited to have this in my collection, and I didn't think they were going to come out with one, to be honest. So when we saw some images earlier in the year, it was pretty exciting to see. So let's go ahead and we'll go into his articulation here next. All right, so for Corvus Glaive, let's go ahead and take a look at some of his posability. So it looks like he can look up. Let's see here. Not too much, just because the rubber on the backside of his headpiece is kind of hindering his movement upward. He can look down actually quite a bit. So if you look at that there, you can get about maybe about a 45-degree angle at most. Aside from that, let's see here. Shoulders go about that much. This right one, though, as you can tell, well, depending on how you're looking at the video, so technically his left one is really hindered by that, you know, kind of like that drapery of his cape. But you also get bicep swivel, you got double jointed elbows, you got wrist rotation, wrist swivel, and let's see here, aside from that, he does have, it looks like a ab crunch, so it looks like you can crunch down about that much, back quite a bit actually, and looks like he does have a waist swivel as well. He does have kind of like this loincloth piece here that does kind of move around, but it is pretty pliable, so you know, it's pretty flexible, which is nice. And then going to the legs, you do have calf rotation. You know, you can kick up about that much. Can go back not very much at all actually. And then he does have double bend at the knee. Looks like he does not have any calf rotation. He does have, of course, the ankle pivot, as well as he can put up his ankle that much, his foot that much rather, and that much down. Well, I did want to take off the cape there just to kind of give you all an idea of what he looks like without it. You know, so it looks like they did kind of skip a lot of the gold etching work underneath his cape. So as you can tell there, zoom in a little bit, there's not a lot of detail. I mean, you do see the line work, which is still pretty awesome. But it looks like, yeah, they just kind of skipped out on that gold, which is understandable. I mean, you're not really supposed to see that anyway. You know, even with that off, it looks like you're going to get a lot more movement on that head. Same thing if you're trying to look up. It does go up a little bit, but not much. But, you know, just wanted to give you an idea of how that looked. So let's go ahead and pop his head off again. And then just to show you the cape as well underneath, same thing. It looks like they have that gold etching under there. Once it kind of goes up to the top, they kind of skimp out on it. But let's go ahead and pop that back on and get his head back on. But overall, man, as I mentioned, it's a really awesome figure. Just look at that, just that detail. And let's go ahead and get him next to one of his fellow Black Order team members here. You have Proximate Midnight. As you can tell, she's still pretty tall. She stands above Corvus Glaive as well. But two very detailed figures. Definitely looking to pick up that Ebony Maw as well, that single pack. And I still got to finish building my Obsidian. So did have some Build-A-Figure pieces. I did sell them, and now I'm going to have to recollect them all over again. But overall, such an awesome 2-pack. So let's go ahead and get Mr. Loki back over here. But definitely worth the pickup. If you can find them both right now, I would highly suggest to pick them up, because of course once the movie drops, they're going to be super popular, especially being that they're Walmart exclusives. I don't expect Walmart to be regularly restocking these, but you know, definitely awesome, you know, awesome 2-pack, you know, $39.97. I got mine at Walmart, of course, but you know, it's definitely looking forward to the next upcoming figures for Avengers. So once again, Juice2525 here. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to comment below. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.